Let's play! Whoa! Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Let's Play SpongeBob SquarePants, the Cosmic Shake. So, just to let you all know that this video is going to be all post-commentary, and that's simply because this video, the entirety of it, delves with the, or is going to delve into all the collectibles that I did not gather during the main playthrough, right? So, at this point, like, I've recorded this probably like 2 weeks ago, so I'm probably not going to remember exactly every little thing that I did to grab all the collectibles, but I'm going to try my best and explain. But, yeah, this is simply everything that I'm gathering before finishing the game. So if you guys want to skip this video, that is your prerogative. I'm just going to delve into, like, any of the hiding spots I had left, any of the collectibles, stuff like that.
And so our intrepid deputies return to the Wild West, only to find that life goes on even after corralling the red-handed bandit.
So we're starting with Wild West Jellyfish Fields, and here we had to find the cactus juice. Now, right in the beginning, I don't know if you guys remember when I first came here, I found this area. I'm like, there's nothing here. Well, it's because this is where the first kelp juice was going to, cactus juice was going to populate. So, there you go. Not too bad whatsoever. This next area is like a little bit further down as you're moving along with the area. You're gonna find this button that you can go ahead and push down with your slam, because I'd never been back here since finishing the area the first time, you know. So using the ability to use the karate kick to get the balloons, that's where you're gonna find I think a golden doubloon. So that's also another thing too, is like not only am I getting all the the side quest collectibles, but also like any doubloons that I can find throughout these worlds. And also regarding the doubloons, it's not mandatory to collect every single one of them to unlock all the costumes, but I figured, you know, might as well grab them since I'm here. So, and a lot of times to get the golden doubloons, you're gonna need to fight a few enemies, and then as you see here, you finish up, it's gonna take you back to the button, and there's a doubloon. There's gonna be lots of these like challenges like that, so nothing too bad. By Mrs. Puff's writing school, you're going to find this other cactus juice toward the top of the area. You just take the moving platform, and that's the second out of 5. Now, a lot of these like collectibles are not terrible to find. Usually, they're pretty easy to see. So, just as a heads up, right where we were, right in the bottom, there's going to be another button that you can go ahead and slam down on, and this is going to be a little obstacle course with the bubble surfboard. These are never really terrible. Just going through the rings, just making sure that you pick up the access surfboards as you go along, or else you're simply just gonna fall and have to redo everything. But I know they have like a time limit too, but really it's not really a bad thing. Like unless you're like deliberately messing around or failing, then that's that. And you do see the time does increase after you do like a certain amount. So like I said before, nothing extremely challenging, just making sure you stay on task, pick up the surfboards, and eventually we will find our little reward at the end of this. Typically, whenever you do things like this, it's mainly for golden doubloons. Not often are you going to do something like this for a collectible or a side mission. So, like you see right there, do everything correctly, there's your doubloon. Now, next up, what do we have here? Oh, so this is actually a little bit more involved. We saw this slingshot that's going to be leading into the cemetery, and there's actually quite a few things in here. And just go ahead and take a look for yourselves.
Oh, well, that cemetery gives me the chills.
It does look a little drafty. Maybe you need
Get away from me, creepy, squishy weirdos! Get your own corpses, not mine! Could you please let me rest in peace? Help!
Of course, he has to deal with something like that. So, it's a very small area, this cemetery. I mean, obviously, it's completely optional, but this is how you get a few things. Of course, when you get, like, a doubloon, and I want to say one of the cactus juices was here. Can't really remember. I'm really here. I'm just kind of going around the whole area to see what's available. You notice, like, yeah, there's these little notches, and there is a cactus juice up here as well. So you definitely want to make sure you come here so you get that, and then get the doubloon for doing this.
Oh, hello. I would say thank you, stranger.
Call me SpongeBob.
But for what? The damage is already done, and I'll never get this mess cleaned up in time for the ceremony.
Ceremony? Like a wedding or a birthday party?
Is there cake? Can we have some, please, Squidward?
Who the trench is Squidward? My name is Jeff Tentacles Jr., and it's not a party, mold brain. It's a commemoration for the late Billy the Bass, the last real cowboy. But look at this. This is a disaster.
Don't you worry, Squidward. Jeff, us cowboys always stick together.
Oh, please. If you two are cowboys, then I'm a saloon girl. If only two Samaritans could tidy up before the mourners arrive. Until then, I guess I'll have to keep this cemetery locked up.
Why don't we clean this mess up for you?
What a great idea you independently developed here. You go ahead. I'll be over there in the shade, relaxed, thinking about your cowboy needs. Whatever.
Yeah, Jeff kind of gave up there at the end. He's like, yep, whatever. I just do whatever. So, like I mentioned before, a lot of these times when you have these golden doubloon challenges, it's all going to be like time-based, combat-based. They're not ever really difficult whatsoever, but you just got to deal with them. Now, I would have skipped, these fights, but I figured, yeah, you know what? You watch me do all the other fights in the game, might as well watch these too. But, it is interesting because I don't think I ever mentioned it throughout the LP, but, like, I do love the idea that they have all these references to various characters and locations, whatever, from the show. Completely forgot that they never mentioned Bubble Bass, like, at all. And that episode was, quite funny. Felt bad for SpongeBob for a majority of it, but he got his groove back and proved Bubble Bass strong. And it's a little unfortunate because there are people like that out there, but it is what it is. And there you go. Once you clear the graveyard, you go back up to grab your doubloon.
I feel like Mr. Krabs.
Everything tidy? Great! Now get so I can take a nap before the mourners arrive. You're cutting into my nap time. Skedaddle already!
Yeah, he really just doesn't care anymore, but regardless, that's all we had to do here, and that's quite a shot I had there, but when you keep moving forward just from the that town area, you're gonna see like these couple bridges, and right underneath you're gonna find another one of the cactus juices, which I think I did come down here before, but once again it was empty, and I was very confused. I'm like, why the hell does this even exist? It's because of the collectibles. And at the same time, as you go down there, there's gonna be a slingshot that you want to take. It's gonna lead you to yet another one of these combat challenges or whatever to get a new golden doubloon. Now, I did something wrong here. Like, I was mainly focusing on the jelly monsters, right? Like, okay, they give me a minute to handle it. Not too bad. So, you notice, like, okay, I defeated them, but the timer's still going. That's when it clicked in my mind. I'm like, oh crap, I was supposed to also... Well, I would say defeat the jellyfish, but I guess you're catching them, per se. But, yeah, don't do the same mistake I did. just go ahead and grab the jellyfish as you're, you know, destroying the other monsters. Either way, they give you a lot of time. The next, well, this might be an... Actually, this might be where Spot is, and this is the last Spot location that we have. But he's just in the area where there's a large pillar.
Seems like a spot where Spot might
And
go.
there he is. Perfect.
That's the last spot. Let's get back to Plankton, and Karen.
That was a joke. I'm not saying it was good or bad. Either way, after that, like, this is kind of right before you start climbing to get to the mine area. There's, like, these
Howdy,
platforms.
mister. Take a shot at beating your bubble surfing record.
Okay, thank you for that. And you're going to find a button for yet another one of these challenges. Not only do you have to use the surfboard to get to one area to another, but there's also going to be a few times you have to just defeat the enemies before you can actually continue on. They give you like a minute or so to do this. It's still plenty of time. I really wouldn't worry about it whatsoever. It's just a little thing to pad out the time, and there you go. We're done.
I feel like Mr. Krabs. Yippee-ki-yay! That's some good surfing.
Indeed it was. The next... it's actually the last cactus juice. Kind of in the same area. You just gotta go a little further along. You're just gonna be able to see it. Just jump to it once you reach the top there. And that's all the refreshments. So we just go ahead and turn that into Squidward. Now, one of the last things here is within the Alaskan bullworm mine. There's a button. I completely forgot about that was there. But you push it, and you're going to have to defeat 3 of these burrower jelly monsters. They give you 2 minutes. It's not terrible. I'm sure I could have done this a little better. Like, a part of me was trying to see, like, hey, maybe I should just try gathering all 3, or at least a couple of them together to kind of shorten the time. But then I kind of figured, you know what, if I just focus on one at a time, I'm going to make less mistakes and be able to kind of finish these fights a little bit faster. Because, yeah, like I said, they give you 2 minutes to do these. It seems like it comes down to the wire when you, like, initially think about it, but in all honesty, it's not bad. Now that I think about it, well, so that was 2. Now, there's a third one, or is it? No, so there's 4, so my bad. So, I guess you can say, like, they gave you about 30 seconds or so for each burrower to defeat, which, trust me, it's plenty of time. It just seems like you're gonna be running out of time, but, especially at that point where you're kind of just waiting for them to start digging towards you so that you can ground pound them out of the ground, but really it's nothing bad whatsoever. Just want to reconfirm with you guys, just reaffirm, like, you know, yeah, it looks bad. I mean, even right now, look, I'm like going down to 15 seconds, but I still know I'm gonna have enough time to do this. And even then, that was me kind of wasting a good amount of time because I kept getting hit and all that, but there you go. After you're done, it just takes you back to the doubloon, and that is that. Now, I believe I'm missing one particular doubloon here, and actually there might be 2. No, yeah, this is the segment where you're riding a seahorse. Here, after the trains, you want to go right, and there's a doubloon. I had no idea you could even break through that. It was very janky. It really was. And I think this is actually another doubloon that I just completely missed earlier on. It's in this kind of same area where we got all those columns to climb. At the very top, you're going to find a button that's going to lead you to the last doubloon of this area, and frankly, the last collectible of this whole area. So that was quite a bit for Jellyfish Fields, but that takes care of that. And now we're going to be moving on to the Karate Downtown Bikini Bottom, where we have to find 7 of these fortune cookies, and along with the other doubloons. It wasn't too bad.
Movie sets have lots of craft services, so we
Cool.
might be able
Looks
to find
like
the
our
old folks'
heroes have
cookies
returned
here.
to the
Well,
set
if
of
there's
this
one
martial
thing
arts
movies are
motion
known
picture.
for, it is
Sandy was left on the
definitely
cutting room
cookies.
floor, but the cameras keep on running.
So yeah, I decided to keep that in because sometimes I have like a little quip when you go back to an area, but that part they just really talked over each other. It's like, oh, that's something. So the first balloon is actually going to be related to that button at the end of the hallway or end of the red carpet at the very beginning of the area. It's a very easy obstacle course. There you go. Nothing too bad at all. Now, directly to the left of that, I made a note about like, hey, there's this balloon here. Well, obviously it's like, okay, we had to use that to get back up there, and there'll be another little obstacle thing right here. Nothing really too bad. Obviously, you want to avoid the electric water. But at the end of this, you're just simply going to get another doubloon just like that. And sure enough, that's just the exit from the obstacle course. So something I noticed very early on, but there you go. Now, after you're done with that whole area, like the red carpet area, you're going to find this fortune cookie right on top of this platform. Easily access it by going on top of the trailer, but that's the first of 7. And then next area as well, you're going to find this fortune cookie just right there. Really can't miss it. Now, as a heads up, the door might be locked, even if you try progressing. So you might want to like fast travel to this backlot area.
Yeah,
So,
adoring fans.
Apologize, I was talking over that, but whoops. Now, in the middle of this like auto-scrolling section, like I figured they were gonna do something here because when we initially came through here, if you all remember, there was something we had to collect. Now here we had to break through those tikis to get that particular fortune cookie. That one took me a little while to get because I wasn't sure exactly like how do I get it, but I was being idiotic about it. Now in that area, this was kind of by luck. I noticed that that dumpster was glowing. I'm like, that seemed odd, and I just decided to hit it. I was gonna completely miss that because I just haven't seen it before. A little further on in the same area, you're gonna find a slingshot. Obviously, we haven't accessed this before because we got that ability. Where the hell did we get that ability at? I think it was the Pirate Goo Lagoon. But regardless, you want to go ahead and take the slingshot. It's going to take you to like the rooftops of these areas, basically gaining access to areas we didn't see before, and you can easily find another gold doubloon to add to your collection. So nothing too bad there. You're also going to find another slingshot in this area where you're kind of traversing the water, but if you actually just fall down here, use a slingshot, it's going to take you to yet another rooftop that you can easily access another gold doubloon, so you can buy those costumes you so desire. Yep, it's just another fortune cookie right there out in the open. You really can't miss it. I guess it makes sense too. It's a fortune cookie, it's on the craft services table, so yeah, I guess it's something to keep in mind. Now, this is the area kind of further on where we had to rescue quite a few people because God knows whatever happened here. But there's going to be a slingshot right in the middle that you take, and you want to follow the rooftops and obstacles to get to a new area that will eventually lead to this reef blower. And you remember that we had to use these to take out any of the purple gunk stuff that we've seen, especially in the last world, in Glove World. But I had terrible aim there, but there, now it opened up. But yeah, we're just gonna have to keep sucking up some enemies and keep clearing out that gunk until it finally gives us access to, I believe, another gold doubloon. So nothing terrible whatsoever, unless you do what I did there. But a lot of times are pretty forgiving when it comes to the checkpoints, which I'm really glad about. So, and if you need more enemies, you can step on those like foot pedals there, or like those little tiles. And that's really all there is to it. Oh yeah, so yeah, the gold doubloon, you may see it early on. It's on top of the bank, but this is the only way you're going to actually be able to grab it. So there you go there. Just after that area, going to the Walk of Fame little slow motion shot, there's a fortune right to the right of the opening. And well, that was simple. Like I said, a lot of times these collectibles are very easy to find, for the most part. Before we had like that unicycle chase sequence, you're gonna be in this parking lot, and excuse me, you're gonna find another button that has a reef blower, and you notice we have this large dome around us, indicating like, oh boy, we have more fighting that we need to do. I decided to leave this all in. You know, it's nothing terrible whatsoever. Those baby boomers, you can't suck them up, so you have to suck up the smaller enemies, and then shoot them back out to the to them to destroy them. At least that's the only way I was able to figure it out. So I tried sucking up the explosive balls they got going on there, but it didn't do anything. So it's like, oh, okay, I guess that is not feasible. But either way, yeah, just the good thing here is this one does not have a time limit, and kind of thankful for that, because we'll see here in a moment, like, I was having a little bit of trouble finishing this up. I'm like, okay, wait, I think I have everything, but and thankfully the explosion kind of helped him out there. But like right here, I'm like, okay, there's the dome is still around, and you just gotta kind of keep looking around to find all the other enemies, and then eventually it'll go away. Initially I was scared that the game, you know, froze somewhere, or you know, it didn't register that I finished this. So at this point, I was like in a little bit of a panic. I'm like, oh, what's going on? But stay diligent, keep an eye out. You know, obviously there's gonna be an enemy still around here somewhere you gotta look for and take care of. So eventually I find a stray little I don't know what their names are, like ninja jellies, I think they call themselves, but yeah. And as soon as you're finished, boom, another doubloon. And it took off a lot of worry that I had regarding this little area. Towards the end, like after like the unicycle section, there's your last fortune cookie right in the middle of the dojo. You really can't miss it whatsoever. And now, as we continue on to the rooftops, we've seen this before, where we can hit the button to get another bubble surfboard, and we had to do this on time.
Part of being a stuntman is performing daring chases over city rooftops. You should try to beat your best time. It would look great on your reel.
Now, for whatever reason, this took me like 4 or 5 chances, or 4 or 5 times, and I just don't know why I was terrible at this. It wasn't until a little bit later on where I found out, like, with those grappling hooks, that you do get an extra jump after you let go of the button. For whatever reason, I didn't really realize that, and I was kind of screwing myself over. But this is just one large obstacle course. It's actually pretty fun to go through. There is a time limit with it, but really, if you're being pretty diligent and just focusing what you need to do, it's still, once again, plenty of time. They basically throw like all the different types of obstacles we've had so far, like the rings, the grappling hooks, the bubble surfboards. So it's not bad. Like, we had like a little under 20 seconds left to do this, and
Thank you, Patrick.
once you're done,
Thank you.
there's your last doubloon for this area, and that handles all the collectibles for Karate Downtown Bikini Bottom. Nothing really terrible. And now we are going to go into Pirate Goo Lagoon where we have to find the 5 lost pennies of Mr. Krabs, I believe.
I bet we can find Mr. Krabs' lucky pennies here.
Can we just give the guy a time and call it a...
Now, these collectibles weren't terrible. Like, this is kind of like one of the beginning areas. It's just sitting up here on this platform. And I just want to take a quick look and see how that penny actually looks like. But, yeah, nothing terrible. Kind of in the same, like, beginning main area. You're going to come to this section, and we've seen these gates before during our initial time here. The last 4 doubloons in this area are all under these cages, so that's just a heads up. This is kind of like in the middle of the area where there's like various islands around, and then the main one right in the middle. Towards the back, one of the little islands, you're going to find another one of the pennies. Now, this I wanted to show off because just one of the side islands, and I'm like, what the hell is this? I don't think I've ever been here before. Just take a look at this. It's kind of intriguing. Yeah, it was like a little jelly that's singing, and there's a trophy or a reward attributed to it. So I guess I want to say it's an Easter egg, but still. This I left in too because if you get the baby boomer to hit those big guys and to kill them, you get the friendly fire reward as well. So there you go. One of the other sections, one of the other islands, you're gonna find once again one of these other gates that you simply just destroy, and they'll gain access to another gold doubloon. So nothing terrible there. Now, as we enter the sandcastle, I remember saying, like, I found this area weird because, like, especially in this room, that there was nothing in there. Initially, there wasn't. But now, one of his lost pennies are in there. So, can't really miss it too much, I think. Now, this is after you do, like, all the obstacles, like, of the area, like, towards, like, kind of the end of the area a little bit, but that's where you get another one of the pennies. And towards the end as well, you're gonna find one of these other islands that has another doubloon. And here, I think, yeah, it was just another penny, I think. No, excuse me, no. This is another one of the doubloons. I think this is near the Mermaid section, if I'm not mistaken. So, you just gotta be a little diligent, because I was a little bit confused. Like, especially right now, I'm like, I thought I was thoroughly exploring the areas. I somehow completely forgot about the Mermaid area. And right next to her, right next to the checkpoint, you're gonna see the last penny. So, Pirate Goo Lagoon really didn't have much left in terms of collectibles, but well, there you go. Nothing too bad whatsoever. Halloween Rock Bottom, on the other hand, this one gave me a little bit of trouble, not because of the golden noodle stars, but for something extra that happens here.
Noodle senses are tingling. Those stars must be around here somewhere.
My good noodle senses are tingling too. In my stomach.
Like, literally right in the beginning of this area, to the right, you climb the tower, or you climb that rock column. There's your first golden noodle star. Here, at the end of that little section of area, you're gonna find this button that you can go ahead and push down, and there's a teeny bit of an obstacle course. Now, I was an idiot at first, because I kept destroying the tikis, and it wasn't until, like, right now I realized, I'm like, oh crap, wait a minute, I'm supposed to let those go. So, don't destroy those tikis. You need to climb them in order to get to the doubloon that shows up right here at the end. And here's where I also realized, like, wait a minute, I just got the 7th tier, and that's the last tier of costumes. And obviously there's more doubloons you have to carry, or you can grab, but you don't need to. Now, when you get into like the main Candy Town area, you're gonna find a Flying Dutchman here with a side quest flag on him. And this just, I was very confused. I'm like, what the hell does he want?
Tremble before me, the ghostliest ghost, the terrifyingest terror, the one, the only, the Flying Dutchman!
Oh, look, another Flying Dutchman costume.
This ain't no costume! I'm the real deal!
Yeah, that's what they all said too.
Blast those imposters! Running around as wannabe ghosts! I will make them all suffer! I'll curse each of them, so any time they want to go somewhere, they'll always get stuck walking behind someone slightly slower than them. Forever!
The horror!
Maybe there's a less suffery way, Mr. Dutchman, sir? Could we just replace all other costumes?
Well, it's not as scary, but it would save me a couple of hours of cursing. Okay, fine. Take these old Halloween costumes from my shipmates. They don't need them anymore, since they're ghosts. Now, find those pretenders! And redress them.
So yeah, you actually get another side quest here to find the 3 kids that have the costume. One of the areas on top here, you're gonna find the first one.
Much better. Happy Halloween.
Hey, I'm a dork.
Yes, you are.
Much better.
You're a huge
Happy
dork.
Halloween.
And right next to that Flying Dutchman
I'm a
costume
good
kid,
noodle.
you're gonna find another golden noodle star. Now the reason why the Dutchman costume was side quest was a little hard for me was because I thought all the kids were in this one area. They are not. As a heads up, they are spread around the entirety of this map or this world. So just as a heads up, but I'll tell you where each one is eventually. But one of the next doubloon is actually based on one of the buttons you find toward one of the back houses. You're gonna find it, climb up, and you're gonna find one of these stupid, well, flying jellyfish plus bastards. They're not terrible. It just takes time because it's like you gotta wait for them to fire out a few enemies, suck them up, wait a little bit more, and then fire back at them. It's just like, I just gotta learn to be patient regarding this, really. That's really about it. But once you destroy him, you will then get access to yet another doubloon. Now remember, at this point, you don't need any more, but I figured I'd show off every single one I can find at the moment. Now the next golden, the golden noodle star is actually on top of that. You see it right there. It's on top of the pipe where we go for the snail race. So you want to climb up those platforms to get to that grappling hook, so you have
I'm a good
the
noodle for finding this
vantage
star.
point to climb up to the pipe and get that star. Now, this is after Candyville. There's that little area we can keep climbing up and up and up, and you're going to find another one of these gates that you can destroy with your body slam that will have a little bit of an obstacle course, but will lead you to a doubloon. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, there's going to be a little bit of a fighting challenge, so nothing terrible like we've seen multiple times before, but you know, they got to find a way to add that little bit of a extra playtime, an extra little challenge per se, if you want to say. So, yeah. But this is also where I realized where I'm like, man, where are those other, you know, trick-or-treaters dressed as Flying Dutchmen? I was circling around Candyville
Like Mr. Krabs.
for like a good hour, thinking I missed something, but no, I didn't. The next golden noodle star is actually on top of that shadow museum. You do basically have to go through the entirety of the area to get to those platforms, but easy enough.
She deserves it.
You'll be able to reach that the star. And while we're here, there's also a button you can push, which does lead you to yet another little obstacle course. Once you get through it, you will get another doubloon. So, and this one really isn't that bad. Now, the whole reason why they did that, you could cross the pipe normally, I guess, but I don't think it's going to give you enough time whatsoever. So that's the reason why they gave you the little karate kick balloon to kind of bypass all that. Now, right after that, I'm sure you guys remember, there's this like little drain area right in the middle of the world. So once again, it's just a whole nother combat challenge. Nothing bad whatsoever, but I don't know why I was expecting something like we saw in the cemetery of Wild West Jellyfish Fields. I thought it was going to take us to like a whole new area, maybe like something like cool, something extra, but well, it's just a bunch of like little jellyfish monsters to fight. I keep calling them jellyfish monsters. Jelly things. I'm sure they have like a name, like an official one. I don't know what they are. I'm not aware of it. And I was going to say I apologize, but frankly, I don't give a damn. But either way, after you defeat them all, you will get another gold doubloon, which, by the way, probably the hardest doubloon for me to get, because as you see here, I just keep jumping and jumping and jumping, and I am just not getting the right... There you go. I just wasn't getting the right angle for it. Now, this next noodle, I thought I did this already, but there's going to be a slide, and you want to take the right side that leads you up to these karate balloons, and there's actually a noodle or star right there. I was going to completely miss that. Now, and here's where I found out, like, where the hell are I never found any of those other kids. But here's the second trick-or-treater. He's actually behind the costume
really
in the museum.
This isn't scary at all.
I could have sworn there was another collectible here beforehand when we initially came here, but regardless.
Well, Sponge,
That's okay.
Now, this... I actually was trying to do this earlier in the video, or earlier, like, when I was progressing through the area, but I failed. And I forgot to actually go back and do the race again. But either way, when you go down that pipe in Candyville, you're going to find the area where you can talk to Mrs. Puff. And you can do this snail race again. And it is actually a little bit more difficult. I gotta say, like, out of all the things in this game, this is probably the one that gave me a little bit more of like, oh man, do I have enough time to do this? Because you see here, like, even at this point, we have like 20 seconds to finish the rest, and you just go slow as a, as a snail. And I'm mashing X to, to try, getting this as fast as I can, going up those hills as fast as I can. And you'll see here, like, I barely get through the last ring to finally get that doubloon. That sucked. And it's also at the point I'm like, where the hell is the third trick-or-treater? He's actually behind this pipe back in the museum area.
Oh, that's a beautiful, scary costume.
I'm going home. This stinks.
That one took me a while to find. So I may actually make a whole separate little... I never made those YouTube shorts, but I'm very tempted to make one just to find those kids, because they were hard to find in this area, at least for me, in this trick-or-treating area.
Well done, little sponge. Here, take this costume I found as a reward. It's certainly more scary than the ones you have. Wear it, if you dare.
Thank you, Mr. Dutchman.
Now I have to go. There's many a rope in need of a good knot.
So by completing the side quest, you actually get a whole new costume. The Flying Dutchman SpongeBob costume, which, you know, obviously it's not mandatory, but it's something cool to see. The Dutchman Bob. Looks so good, it's scary. So, that's how you get that, and that takes care of Halloween Rock Bottom. And next, we're going to go to the prehistoric kelp forest.
Free for Sandy! Look, around us!
SpongeBob uses the cosmic jelly not only to return to the prehistoric kelp forest, but to return to his bout with a wailing whale.
Now, at the very beginning of this area where we're going, you know, past the falling rocks, we're going to find the first hot object kind of towards the left there. So, just as a heads up, don't miss it out. And then you're going to get through a good chunk of the area without anything until you get to the area of this whale, and you're going to find this button next to it that gives you a reef blower, and you'll notice it's behind that gunk. The balloon is hidden behind that gunk, so you need to find a way to suck up some enemies to fill up the meter to destroy it. And also, yeah, there you go. You actually get another reward. I believe you have to suck up like 100 different enemies or 100 enemies. That's very easy to do. So, yeah, but all you want to do is you pick up the reef blower, go around the area using the rings to pick up these 4 jellyfish. So now that you have a full gauge, you can go back to the platform you originally were on, destroy the purple gunk, and get that sought-after doubloon. There's actually not that many collectibles here in the Kelp Forest, but, well, there you go. So nothing too bad whatsoever. After that, there's going to be an area where you're still sliding down the area, or down a path, and if you take the little jump there, you're going to find a hot object there right in the air. So just keep your eye out. Not too bad. A little further along, you're going to come across this area where you have to keep jumping on these platforms. The hot object is, you see it right there in the middle. I probably could have cut in a little bit closer to, like, you know, as I'm about to get it, but I just want to show you guys, like, the crap you have to deal with to get it. It's not hard at all, but there you go. Now, right after this, there's an area where you have to start using the boulder to kind of traverse the area, and you're gonna see another hot object right there in the middle. Now, this is also another thing where I'm like, I'm pretty sure I did that in the main playthrough, but there was nothing there. Sure enough, it was slotted for the for a hot object. And right after that, you see there on the right is the last hot object for the last one we got to collect. So, yeah, like I said, the collectibles are not terrible, and especially for this world, they were all pretty much out there. I was getting a little worried at first. I'm like, because there was like a good time where I'm like, I wasn't finding anything, but just being patient, and like they show up, you know, later in the map. So you just want to be patient there, grab the last hot object. And I was missing one more doubloon. I don't know how the hell I missed this initially, but this is like right before the boss fight. It's just right here in the back right, or like towards the back of the area behind this rock formation. I don't know how the hell I missed that initially, but that's really all there was left for the Kelp Forest. Nothing really terrible whatsoever. Oh. There we go. Sorry, like, the video kind of froze up on me. I'm like, I can't see what's going on.
And so our brave knights ride valiantly into the fairy tale kingdom once more. Pearl is no longer princess of the ball, but there is plenty more revelry in this realm.
Oh god, okay, the medieval sulfur fields. This actually gave me more trouble than I was really hoping, because all the description said for this side quest was we gotta talk to Twitchy to get a potion for Gary. And I was like, oh, okay, there's probably no collectibles here. Yeah. But first off, we come here to like the main courtyard, like pretty much in the beginning of the area after we're done with the rainbow slide and all that. But once you hit that button, you gotta, you know, destroy the enemies here. And here I was a little bit confused. I'm like, okay, I did that. Where the hell is my doubloon? Like, you see here, I'm like kind of going back and forth. I'm like, do I gotta keep going? Did it open up something else that I completely missed? No, I'm just an idiot. I gotta go back to the button. But even at this point, I'm like, I just don't see it. And just because I was not going in the right area of the fountain or like the courtyard to see it. So this, I decided to leave it in just to show you guys like how blind I was to find this freaking doubloon. But there you go. After you suck up all the enemies or destroy them, the doubloon's gonna be right next to the button. Really can't miss it. Don't be like me. Now, you may remember when I first came here, I'm like, what the hell is this little area for? Well, it's for the reef blower. So, and because right next to it, you see the purple gunk. And it's like, oh, it opens up the hedge maze a little bit more for you. That will eventually lead to a golden doubloon. Because you'll notice here that it makes a large circle. Like, we're like at the end of the area now. Instead of going through like the entirety of the obstacle course, you can just open up a whole new shortcut. But you want to keep going until you keep finding more and more of these purple gunk things, and it'll eventually lead you to the gold doubloon. I was a little, even with that knowledge, I was still getting a little lost in terms of where the hell I needed to go. But you'll find your way eventually. Like it's not terrible. And also you gotta remember,
Last time I take the scenic route.
you can't like do all your abilities when you have the reef blower on. So like you can't like do a karate kick. You can't. I don't think you can grapple. Like nothing like that. You can still glide, but yeah. But keep in mind that you can't do other things. But you need to keep this blower on, because you'll see here. I tried using the karate kick. I can't do it because I have the reef blower on me. So you just gotta figure out a way to navigate the area with the blower on you, so you keep destroying more things, until eventually, right there, you get another gold doubloon. Now, on the path to going to Twitchy using the horse, you want to go up on these wooden platforms, because on the right-hand side, you're gonna find a doubloon. Something tells me I could have gotten that before, I just don't know why I didn't. Now, before we actually talk to Twitchy, on the bottom of the area, you're going to find yet another reef blower that will get you yet another gold doubloon. And look at my amazing platforming skills, if I don't say so myself. But either way, when he does that face, it creeps me out a little. I don't know about you guys. But you'll notice that there's quite a bit of those purple areas that we need to destroy. Well, you do that in various facets, so you finally unlock one particular area that will open up platforming that allows you to get to the another gold doubloon. Because I shot open the area here, but there's nothing here besides a guy camping. And I just don't know, I was like, what the hell's the point of that? I had to listen, even right now, I don't know if there really was a point, per se. But, and I completely missed there was another area right behind me that needed to get, blown open. Because if you press on that switch, that will give you the platforming ability you need, or the platforms you need to, get to that other gunk. Because Because you gotta remember, you don't want to take off the reef blower until you destroy whatever you need. So that's the only reason why those other sections existed, so you can find the button to get your butt over here to get another doubloon. Now we can talk to Twitchy that's on top of this area.
Good morrow, Miss Twitchy. Would you happen to know of a magic potion that could shrink a giant snail back down to normal size?
Giant snail, huh? Well, I got a potion for giant scallops, but that should work. Probably. Just bring me the ingredients on this list.
Can you make a potion that turns me back to normal, too?
Ooh, something tells me you were never normal to begin with, kid.
You are a good judge of character.
One extra large half-sweet decaf potion for an extra large snail coming up.
And this is where I realized that there is indeed another collectible side quest in this area. And this pissed me off because it makes it look like these ingredients are in that one area, like this river area. They are not. These potion ingredients are all over the map. So, and it took me a while to find like one or two of them, and it pissed me off. But for you guys, I'm showing it to you guys. So the second one is like toward the end of that river area. Really can't miss it. Now, going back to the main area, the main courtyard. This is the area where we did the audition. The third ingredient's right there. Yeah, and everybody would just start to talk, you know, talking over each other. It was kind of funny. Now this is like the main courtyard area, right back next to the blacksmith is another potion. I'm gonna let you guys know right now that golden underpants, I never got it. I'm just saying. Now going down to the first like hedge maze courtyard area. The fifth potion is right there. So there's that. And while I was here, I want to show off this. It's a reward, and I believe it's called hazardous. You had to like have those ninja jellies fly off and like get killed by the environment. Now this is like at the very end of the map. Like right before like the boss fight, you're gonna see another potion up there on the rafters. Now this is the part I'm like, okay, there's 6. Where the hell is the last one? This took me so long to find, and I don't know why, but I went through all that boulders. I was like, maybe it's somewhere back there, but nope. It was actually just underneath the bridge. Where we did all this to get a gold doubloon when we initially came here. But, man, I'm telling you guys, I was looking all over for that last potion. But, yeah, I make it look easy here, but there you go. After that, you just gotta talk to what's her name? Twitchy? You talk to her once you collect all the ingredients, and she'll help you out.
Oh, you even picked up my bacon, egg, and cheese. Thanks, I was starving. All right, I'll go brew your magic potion. 1 sec.
Thanks, Twitchy. Gary will be so happy.
Oh, I knew that breakfast sandwich was meant to be eaten.
1 extra large half-sweet decaf potion.
I have no idea where the hell we picked up a bacon, egg, and cheese, but there you go. And we got the potion, and that takes care of the medieval sulfur fields. That it wasn't fun, I gotta say. Last but not least, we have Glove World. Now there's no other objectives here, and I think there's only 2 doubloons that we needed. So this goes by pretty quickly. Besides one thing it took me forever to do.
Finally, we get to have some fun. I just hope we don't run into Glovey.
Yeah, I'm not ready to see him yet. I still need some space.
Welcome back to to Gloveworlds, SpongeBob! I'm so happy to see you again! Don't worry, I won't throw anything at you this time. Anyway, complete all the new challenges around Gloveworld, and I'll give you a prize almost as handsome as yourself. Have fun!
So it's kind of nice here. The game actually kind of tells you what other areas you need to do to get another doubloon.
They souped up the Whack-A-Glove so it's extra hard now. You should try to beat the high score.
He's not lying about that whole extra hard thing. I probably did this like maybe 5 times until eventually I got this attempt down. I don't like, they give you a minute, but you need to get 30 of these hits. And like sometimes it's a little bit random, like how often they'll give you an actual balloon that has the ones you have to hit. So you gotta be careful too, because sometimes when you use that karate kick, you can fly way too far off, and that will cancel out the game. You gotta do it all over again. So they did up the difficulty right here, at least in my opinion, but it's not terrible still. Like the trick is like you pretty much want to still be in the air for as much as you can, and like once you get rid of all the balloons, the red ones, the next batch is gonna come up. So that's one doubloon, and then the other one is all the way at this Glove of Doom or the Hand of Doom, whatever the hell it's called.
If you think you're tough, you should try your hand at the Strong Glove. It's been beefed up to the extreme.
Oh, okay, excuse me, Strong Glove. I don't know what exactly they did, like in terms of requirements here, because all I did was just button mash, and I gotta say, I really wasn't button mashing like crazy here. So I'm not sure how hard this is, but I got it easy enough. And I don't know why that little toe reminded me of Splatterhouse. But you just want to go ahead and turn in the quest to Glovey.
You did it! You made this whole glove so proud! As promised, here's your prize!
And it's just another costume, and it's kind of cool, actually. It's Rainbow Bob. Now, there's only one other collectible I was missing, and that's the golden spatula. I got it all in all the other worlds, but I never got it here. And this is the reason why I took forever in this area, in this world, because I just couldn't find it. It's behind this wall. I didn't realize you can even hit this until I accidentally did it earlier. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is literally all the collectibles that I had left. I apologize I didn't do the golden underpants, but I'll talk about that in the next video. Either way, that's it for me today. Next time, I hope you all enjoy the finale of this game. Love you all so much, and don't forget to spread that love around. Have a great day.